He's 21 years old. He earns less than a barista at your local coffee shop. But for the next 12 hours, a single flick of his wrist can mean the difference between a successful launch and a fiery catastrophe on the deck of the most advanced warship ever built. This is the USS Gerald R. Ford, a $13 billion city at sea, and he is the man in charge of its most dangerous 10 seconds. They call him the shooter, and his job is to play conductor to an orchestra of death. On a carrier flight deck, there are no small mistakes. Every action is a matter of life, death, and billions of dollars. If the shooter misjudges the wind over the deck by a few knots, or the weight of the aircraft by a few pounds, the result is a cold cat. The pilot might eject, they might not, but the $80 million aircraft is gone forever. If the mistake is worse, if the signal is premature, you get a disaster, a collision, a deck fire. In 1967, on the USS Forrestal, a single stray rocket sparked a fire that killed 134 sailors. The explosions cooked off bombs on the flight deck, bombs that were a generation older and far less stable than the ordnance used today. The fire burned for 17 hours. Today, the technology is better. The training is relentless. The ship has the revolutionary EMALS electromagnetic catapult, a system of pure magnetic force. But the one thing that hasn't changed is the human at the center of it all. And with over 100 launches a day, the pressure is immense. So what happens when the system designed to be perfect fails? The alarm means a fault in the catapult. Not just any catapult, but the brand new billion-dollar electromagnetic aircraft launch system, or EMALS. For the shooter, it's a moment of pure adrenaline. His job isn't just to launch planes, it's to be the master of this incredibly complex system. He has seconds to diagnose the problem. Is it a power fluctuation from the ship's nuclear reactors? A software glitch? Or a physical obstruction on the track? He's communicating constantly with the deck crew, with the pilots, with engineering. He's the central node in a web of high-stakes communication. A day in the life of a shooter starts before dawn. It's a relentless cycle of briefings, checks, and operations. They walk the catapult track, looking for any foreign object, any piece of debris that could turn a multi-million-dollar aircraft into scrap metal. They memorize the weight of every aircraft, the wind conditions, the ship's speed. They internalize the rhythm of the flight deck, a place so dangerous, it's called the most dangerous workplace in America. The standard challenge is a hang fire. The catapult is armed, the pilot is ready, the shooter gives the signal, and nothing happens. The energy for the launch is stored, and it has to be released. The shooter has to make a call, safely de-energize the system, or try again. A wrong move could damage the catapult or the aircraft. He calmly communicates with the pilot, with the deck crew, his voice a steady presence in the chaos. He clears the fault. The catapult is reset. The tension breaks. But as the FA-18 finally launches, a new, urgent call comes over the radio. A fire has broken out in the hangar bay, 2 decks below. Before he was a shooter, he was a kid from a small town who dreamed of flying. To get here, he had to survive one of the most demanding selection and training programs in the military. He's a naval aviator, a pilot, who takes this 2-year ground tour as a rite of passage. He sacrificed a normal life. While his friends were in college, he was learning to land a jet on a moving runway in the middle of the night. He said goodbye to his family, knowing he'd be gone for months, sometimes years, at a time. Why do it? For the challenge, for the camaraderie, for the feeling of being part of something bigger than yourself. They are a family, bonded by the shared danger and the immense responsibility. They trust each other with their lives every single day. And that trust is about to be tested. Back on the flight deck, the fire below is a threat to the entire ship. The fire in the hangar bay is every sailor's worst nightmare. It's a confined space filled with fuel and ordnance. The shooter, as a flight deck officer, is also a trained firefighter. He and his team are part of the first response. They find the source. A hydraulic fluid leak from a parked aircraft has ignited. It's spreading fast, threatening a row of fully armed F-18 seconds. The shooter's leadership is crucial. He directs the team, coordinating their attack on the fire, keeping a cool head in the inferno. His flight deck experience, his ability to make split-second decisions under pressure, is now being used to save the ship. They contain the blaze. The immediate danger is over. The crew is exhausted but relieved. The ship is safe. But as the smoke clears, they see something that makes their blood run cold. The fire has damaged the sprinkler system on the deck above and the flight deck, and a new, much larger threat is revealed. The ship is in the middle of the South China Sea, and a massive, unexpected squall has hit. Rain is lashing the deck, and the wind is howling. The damaged sprinkler system is now pouring water onto the deck, creating a treacherous, slick surface. And in the middle of it all, an F-35, the most advanced fighter jet in the world, has a catastrophic failure. Its landing gear has collapsed on one side, and it's skidding across the slick deck directly towards a row of parked aircraft, each loaded with thousands of pounds of live ordnance. This is the ultimate nightmare. There is no procedure for this, no checklist. It's pure instinct and training. The shooter sees the unfolding disaster and reacts. He's not a shooter anymore. He's a first responder. He grabs a set of chocks and chains from a blue shirt handler. The F-35 is still skidding, rotating slowly, its wing about to impact the armed aircraft. A collision would be catastrophic, a chain reaction of explosions that could sink the carrier. With incredible strength and precision, the shooter and a small team of deck crew managed to get in front of the skidding jet. They jam the chocks under the remaining wheels and attach the chains to the deck, desperately trying to arrest the momentum of the 40,000-pound aircraft. The jet shudders to a halt, its wingtip mere inches from the parked fighter's missiles. A disaster of unimaginable proportions has been averted by the quick thinking and raw courage of the flight deck crew, led by the 21-year-old shooter. The storm passes. The deck is secured. The young shooter, who just saved a $13 billion warship, stands and looks out at the horizon. The power of an aircraft carrier isn't just in its steel, its nuclear reactors, or its advanced technology. It's in the hands and the hearts of the young men and women who call it home. They are ordinary people, placed in an extraordinary environment, asked to do the impossible every single day. They are the human element that makes the machine work. They are the quiet guardians of the sea, the conductors of the orchestra, the ones who stand on the edge of chaos and hold the line.